Hello, I am Bentham and welcome to Creeper World 3 Arc Eternal. This is a game that I picked up in the Steam sales, and it's particularly interesting to me because it comes from a Flash game. Basically, it is the sequel to it is a sequel in a series of Flash games called Creeper World, and I actually played the original Flash games like shortly after they came out. I suppose I think it was on Congregate that I played them, and it struck me as a particularly interesting game. So sort of an interesting concept to it. It was surprisingly original. So I'm gonna go in and play a level and show you what it's like. Let's go over to this one because this one doesn't take too long to complete. So we've got a. There's a storyline, there's a series of stars you travel along, you go on to planets, complete missions so that you can move on to the next star and stuff like that. It'll make more sense when I go into the main thing. So here we go. I played this before, so what do? I'll press restart and that'll hopefully be fine. So here we are. You see we have a sort of map thing, and I have this command thing here. Can I plonk it down anyway? Okay, I'll stick it there, why not? So, where is it? Now this is the problem, you see. This is the first time I've tried replaying a level, so I don't know how exactly it works. So we're paused. There we go. So our little base arrives, plonks itself down. So, as you can see, there is a large amount of liquid flowing in from multiple directions. And this is known as the Creeper, and it is a horrible death liquid that kills everything it touches, basically, apart from the terrain itself. And the idea is that you're supposed to fight off this flow of deadly liquid. Oh, we've gathered some stuff there. And just survive against the endless flow. Try and destroy the source of the flow, wherever that is. Where is it on here? Oh, it isn't on here, actually. This is a special one because there is no source of creeper, so maybe that was a bad idea for a level to show you, but whatever, we'll carry on. So that's the cool thing about this. It's about fighting a flowing liquid, which isn't the usual sort of thing you have in a I suppose it's a sort of tower defense-y real-time strategy sort of thing. I'm not good at identifying genres correctly, but I expected something along those lines. And what I'm doing here, we collected more stuff, is I am building a network of collectors, and the idea about these is that around each of them is a green field which collects energy. So they're now generating lots of nice power for the power systems of my defensive base thing. So what I'm now going to do is set up some guns to protect the area. Let's set one up there. Set one up here. Sort of difficult because they need line of sight and there's a bunch of crap in the way. So you can see we have various weapons available to us to fight the creeper. We have guns, well, we have cannons which just straight up shoot it. We have mortars which fire, which lob big projectiles into the creeper, and that can destroy very deep pools of it. We have the strafer which can fly in and shoot the crap out of the creeper from above. There is also one called the bomber, but that's not actually present in this because it uses a substance called anti-creeper, which is like the opposite of creeper. It destroys it when they contact and annihilates it. By the way, am I explaining this well? Because you know this is new to me, so I may be doing a really terrible job. Right, there's a couple of these little pentagon things around here, and they contain extra energy. So if I plonk down these siphon buildings, they will siphon the energy off those and help fuel the system. Oh, what happened there? A collector got exploded. Apparently it was there. I must have misclicked. I didn't mean to build a collector there. I knew that area was doomed. So you can see down here, by the way, you can zoom. Our cannon is starting to shoot out the creeper. The moment it's going to happen over here in a second as well. And I believe the objective for this particular mission is to acquire this little thingy here. I forget what it is. Oh, it's a shield key. The idea is that you grab the shield key so that you can bring down the shields of the next planet along and move on to there to destroy the creeper there and eventually wipe out the creeper from the system and move on. So let me I'm going to extend my network out into this area down at the bottom and see if I can make some progress over here. Just try and nicely space these. That one's probably going to explode, but it's fine. Try our best. We'll build a couple of cannons here as well. And the idea is to try and destroy all the creeper. I think there might be a limited amount of creeper here, but the height of this is insane. This is like 23 meters high when the map doesn't usually go above 10, so there is a very large amount of creeper that we have to deal with here. Okay, that node has been constructed, but the guns are still being built, so the creeper might have arrived by the time they managed to do that. One thing I can do is use these are sort of terraforming devices, and I can use these to change the landscape. So let's just get a bunch of stuff that's like 10 high and see what happens with that. There we go. And that's probably going to use a ton of power, but we'll see what goes on there. The thing needs to be built first, so it'll be a while before it starts working on that. Okay, so these turrets are up and running. Let's move them up a little bit so they can do a better job of defending, and then we'll build secondary ones for the extra defense, so that if one fails for whatever reason, the other will still be active. These ones, that one seems to be doing a decent job of defending itself, and this one as well. So you can see there's lots of little balls moving along. They're known as packets. Let's get rid of this stuff here. They're known as packets. You have construction packets, which are white, and ammo packets, which are red. And they all use energy, so that's where the energy usage comes from. You generate them with these green things, and then you use them up with the other things. So this thing started building slowly. It's up to this stuff, the things. It's building the terrain that I asked it to build. Let me see if I could build a second one, and to help supplement that, there we go. Get it done twice as fast. We'll have a nice platform. We could build some stuff on there. In the meantime, let's see about building ourselves a mortar. We can demonstrate that. We'll stick it there, and it'll lob over the wall into the deepest part of creeper it can find. And let's stick one up. Oh, that's a nullifier. It's a different thing. Okay, we'll put the mortar up there. As a weapon I haven't mentioned, the nullifier is used when you have a creeper emitter. You have to put the nullifier within a certain distance. You can see there's a circle here. And if it is within that, and then it gets fully constructed and then fully filled up with its version of ammo, it's just red packs. You can see there's a bunch of packs moving out right now, and actually our energy levels are reducing because we're using up so much to supply both of these terraforming devices. So what we need to do is go to structures. Let's build some reactors, and they will generate some extra power without needing to cover space, because that's the problem with the whole collector system, is that you need space to put them on, because it is the space that they use to generate the power. So right now we're massively overtaxing our system. We're asking for twice as much power as it can provide. You can see we've got our mortars going now, so they're doing a nice job of blowing things up. That one's not doing so well because the creeper isn't that near, but this one's doing okay. You can see it's making big holes in the creeper wall of death. So while we're building these, there's going to be huge power drain, but once they're built, they will start providing power, which should help nicely. So there we go. Our power generation is now 11.7, while our usage is hovering around 8, so that's all nice. Just in case, I'll build just a couple more. Just sort of plonk them down. I haven't got much of a system going here. The landscape is a bit random, so it's sort of difficult to build things in an efficient way. So we'll just plonk these down here, and that should help use up some of that space that we got. In fact, we've got a bit over here. Let's stick these down, and that should all be fine. Stick that there. Interestingly, the collectors also need line of sight to the ground that they're harvesting off, which is a little confusing, but you can. There's ways to explain it. It depends on the sort of nature of the collectors according to the story. Because the thing is, they made so many Flash games of this that there is a very large amount of story now, so I suppose I'll go into that a bit more. The story of this particular installment, Creeper World 3 Ark Eternal, and I think they've done the thing where they have multiple games per number, potentially. Oh, these have stopped, that's weird. So in this one, the world has fought off, well, the entire galaxy has fought off the creeper many times, and then the creeper has come back and destroyed them, and then civilizations have risen and fought back and so on, and there's supposed to have been basically billions of years or something like that have passed between like since the beginning of the whole series, and empires have risen and fallen, and the creeper has been vanquished and returned, and now it's finally got to the point where there is only one man left alive who was put in cryostasis of some description, or stasis of some description, God knows, for something like 10 billion years or something crazy like that. And he's been looked after by his ship, which was built by somebody, and now the ship is taking him on a tour of the galaxy as they clear away all of the creeper from each world that they encounter. And I don't know where it goes, honestly. I guess they eventually there's lots of mention of beings called the Loki, which apparently created the creeper. And it seems to be the idea that the creeper is supposed to regulate mankind's existence in the universe or something. God knows what the story is. I suppose it's interesting, because I did miss a couple of games, so I sort of am confused as to where the characters that remain come from. That being the one guy left, the guy he references as setting things up in the first place, and the ship and the Loki, and that's pretty much it. So how long have we been going? That long, yes. As you may be aware from what I mentioned in my Awesome Notes video, I've changed my recording setup, so I no longer have to start a timer on my phone to tell me how long a video has been going for. I now have an audio recording that tells me how long it's been going, so I actually have an idea of how long this has been. So let's just move these guys up to here, and then we'll see about building some collectors over on here somewhere. There we go. Oh, and this bit's nearly finished now, so we'll get some... Can we get a mortar? No, we can't get a mortar there yet, because that bit's still... Oh, let's try some strafers, actually. I'll demonstrate those. Oh, we lost a collector. What happened there? As soon as I build this, the creeper arrives. Right then. We will build ourselves a cannon. And that should help there. In the meantime, I think it's time to advance over here, so let's start moving these guys up. Let's just go straight for the shield key and get this done with. So we move those two up, and then we can build that collector down there. How is our power supply? That's all. Oh, actually, it's a little bit hairy. Let's see if we can do something about that. We'll get ourselves reactor here, and then just try to... There's a lot of just little holes that mean you can't build them properly. I could use the terraforming devices to fix that. I never really did anything with these in the end. Oh, we got a power shortage, you can tell, because the whole network goes red. And the reason for that is that I'm building like 5 reactors. Well, 4. So that means that the power system is overtaxed. That's sort of a gamble that you have to make. Oh, I know why they've stopped working on this, because it's full of creeper. Let me get a cannon plonked down here. So the thing, this cannon down here can't shoot it because there's a wall in the way. They can only shoot at some stuff on their level than the level below. So we'll move these guys up again. Gotta be careful not to move them all at once, because then there won't be anyone shooting the creeper and keeping it at bay. So now that one's down, we'll move that one, and then we'll move this one, and just keep it steadily moving along. Let's build a couple more, actually, because as they get closer, the creeper level gets higher and it gets more difficult to deal with it. We'll build ourselves a mortar, and that should help fix things. How is our power usage now? Oh, it's still on the edge. Because I just destroyed this creeper, so now the terraformers are getting going again. So they'll get that all dealt with. This mortar's still going nicely, dealing with all this. I reckon this is one of the few levels where you can just wipe out all of the creeper without actually... Well, I suppose you can wipe out all the creeper in many levels, but you have to actually... destroy the source. And now let's build some relays, because these travel over longer distances than the collectors, but they don't work as collectors, and you can transport packets along them much quicker. Because I'm noticing that we were having a bit of ammo shortage for a minute ago for the guns that we have here. So let's move these guys up a bit more. Oh, missed a bit. Go there. And just sort of move them up one by one, and that will keep it all even. keep them all dealing with the creeper. So now we'll build a new collector along. Where can we'll put it there. And then we can move them up a bit more. And now that's built, they will keep it supplied. So you just keep extending the network so that the guns can stay fueled. One thing you can do, let's try it actually, I'll demonstrate it to you. I'm going to build a bunch of guns here, which might... yeah, that's ruined the power system. Clever me. Now what's going on here? Oh, that's the green stuff that's providing energy from its... So they sort of mine energy from these whatever they're called, I don't know. So now we... these are built, but they need to be filled with ammo. You see there's a little bit of red flashing every now and then still because of the... At the moment it's actually doing quite well, it was just for a moment it wasn't good. Okay, here they are, so I can select all of these and then fly them all over to here. So let's do that. They'll probably all die, but you know. And in the meantime we'll move these guys along. Keep doing this. Did we get our... we got these working. Let's get these on the job. Let's send them over there so we can watch these in action, but also we'll watch these turrets as they land. So here they come. They all plonk down and start shooting the crap out of all the creeper. You see they've really forced it back there thanks to just the sheer firepower. And in fact we can connect them to the system, but it won't be quick enough because the creeper is destroying them. So that you can see that there they all go. Of course they run out of ammo as well. We built this new we built the new collector, but it's a bit too late. So actually no, it's resupplied 2 of them, but can... Yep, they fought off the creeper and survived. That's pretty awesome. So let's move these guys in. We'll leave a couple sort of around the edge to just keep everything nicely protected. Let's move this mortar right up. Get it as far in as we can. You can see these strafers are working nicely, just circling around and shooting the crap out of the target location, and then they all fly back home to be recharged. So that's all great. So now you can see we're really starting to demolish the all the creeper around here. So let's see if we can sneak these up a little bit more. So all we need to do now is connect this up with a collector. And once it's connected to the network, we will retrieve it, and then we will win. So I guess we'll get a victory thing, and then we'll go out to the main menu. There it goes, connected to the system. So immediately we get it, and there we go. So we can claim victory. We could also continue and see if we can wipe out the rest of the creeper, but you know what, this episode's getting quite long, and the internet connection isn't very good here. So you know, every minute is like an hour of uploading or something crazy. So we'll claim victory. You can submit your scores and things like that, but whatever, we'll not bother with that. So there's a bunch of... Actually, we'll hop back in for a second. We'll go to the star. You can see there's a star map, and here's all of the planets. There's, I don't know, there's either 25 or 50 different levels on here. Something like that. And then I think there's a bunch more levels everywhere else. You can see there's all sorts of different things here. What's this? This is... it's challenging stuff. This is collecting artifacts of Odin, which I think... I remember Odin City was the thing you used as a base in one of the previous games. I can't remember which one now. And then this is some other stuff. This is Precursor Worlds. This sounds like levels from previous games. Projects is user-generated levels, I think. Oh no, that's user-generated levels. Projects is something else. I don't know. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff to do with this, so you know, and it's not that expensive, I don't think. Of course, it did used to be a Flash game, and that was free, so you know. I mean, you can try the original Creeper World. That's very a good bit of fun. There's not that many levels, of course. I think they may have always sold it to some description, but this is like more proper selling now. Because it's a pretty good game, I have to say. The concept of fighting off liquid is something that you don't really see anywhere else. I can't think of any other cases of it. So yeah, it's a pretty surprisingly unique and original game for this day and age. But anyway, that's enough rambling about stuff and me trying to be a serious game reviewery sort of person. So now I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.